What's going on, everybody? How we doing tonight? My name is Paul Spencer, and welcome to the Final Score. Philadelphia 76ers 114. The Detroit Pistons from the 313. 106. You already know. Great game tonight. From the beginning to the back, the Sixers showed up tonight. What we wanted to see, of course, that's the way they play. That's the way we want to see them play. The first quarter was a little dramatic there. The Detroit Pistons came in, ran the ball. I mean, they're a young team. We see the Pistons, they're very young, up and coming, a lot of draft picks. If you look at their roster, of course, they're thoroughbreds, man. You look at Cunningham, you look at Hayes, Bagley off the bench. He's one of their veteran players. Thompson, who's a pretty much more of a rookie guy. Isaiah Stewart there. They were running and gunning. The first half, they played really good. They showed they could run the ball against the Sixers. Sixers came out a little bit of flat. Maybe they took granted. I mean, you're playing the Detroit Pistons sitting here, their record being they were 2-7 at the point. Now they're 2-8, of course. But you look at this game coming in. The first half, the ball really wasn't flying for the Sixers. It really wasn't dropping into the basketball, the net there, of course. But, hey, winners prevail, man. That's all I'm going to say here tonight. You think about the first half here. The Pistons really ran the ball up and down the court. They ran the ball continuously, trying to outscore the Philadelphia 76ers through a run game. Their philosophy is get it down court, take the shot, live by it, die by it. That's what I see in the first half there. But the adjustments were made, man. I tell you, the Sixers were up the entire game. There was one point, the only time I was like in a little suspense here is that third quarter when the Sixers, before that, they went on a 15-2 run to come back in the game, being down there. But first half, they were down, of course. They made a comeback. But then they played different kind of ball. I mean, the second half was just a different kind of Sixer ball. If you look at Embiid stats, hey, he dropped 33. But tonight, it was a quiet 33 from the field. 16 points from the line there, so he had 17 points on the court tonight. But you think about it, winners do what they got to do. He took the ball down low, made a couple of threes, of course. But the thing is with me, what I'm seeing with Embiid, time on the line, he's going down in the box, he's getting fouled. The one play where he was in the box and he just put an elbow to, I think it was Stewart, I believe it was, or Cunningham, just put an elbow into his chest, got to the rim, got the foul, 2 points easy. Embiid's an 85% free throw shooter, so that's automatic right there. That showed me something that he took 4 threes tonight, made one, of course, beautiful shot, of course, but he's playing bully ball down low when the time comes to play. That's what I'm seeing from Joel Embiid right now. I can't say enough about Maxey, man. My God, Maxey, 29 points. Not a great shooting night, 9 for 19, 2 for 7 from three-point land, 9 from 9 from the charity stripe. That's the one thing I can say about this Sixer team. 35 for 41 from the line tonight, winning when it matters. I mean, right there, you look at that 35 free throw shots, only missed 6. Great percentage there. The Pistons only got to the line 22 times tonight. Made 18, 81% as well, but 85% free throw line from the Sixers tonight, 35 for 41. That was a big factor in the game, too, only winning by 8 points here. But let's talk about Maxey. This kid, man, to me, I've watched a lot of Sixer games and I've watched a lot of NBA games. And one thing I see with Tyrese Maxey, this kid, man, he's got that like smile on his face from the opening tip-off to the last whistle in the fourth quarter. This kid is having fun and is showing on the field. Field there. He's showing on the court there. One thing I noticed tonight, I was watching the other broadcasts. I don't watch the Philadelphia broadcast. I always watch the opponent, whoever they're playing, because I don't like listening to the Philadelphia announcers. They get too dramatic, and it's just not for me. So I watched the Detroit Pistons, telecast tonight, and I tell you, the praise that they had for this kid Maxey, and it's we always hear like the announcers up for other teams, their hatred toward who they're playing. But man, I tell you what, I watched the broadcast for the Raptors. I watched the broadcast for the Blazers, and I tell you one thing: the one thing that the other announcers are saying, of course, is Tyrese Maxey. This kid is like the Energizer Bunny. From the moment he jumps out on the court to the very end of it, this kid hustles. I mean, the stats tonight for Maxey, not great shooting night. 9 for 19, 39 minutes. Only down 9 minutes on the court there. 9 for 19, 2 for 7 from three-point range, 9 from 9 from the free throw line. Hey, listen, man, rebounds, dude. A little guy like that, 6 rebounds. 6 rebounds on the. 6 defensive rebounds. That was really good for him as well with size there. He's continuing to fight the ball there, getting into the rebound situation. 11 assists. Man, 3 steals tonight. That's insane from Tyrese Maxey. He is the Energizer Bunny. He is the one that pushes this ball down the court, gets this fast break going. Because what I'm seeing now is, without PJ Tucker, you have 5 players on this offense that can score. Melton can score too. He dropped 10 tonight. Low man was Oubre, 8 points. We've seen in the first 5 games, Oubre was averaging 20 points. First time in NBA history of 5 starters averaged over 20 points. But it's showing me that one thing. Hey, you know what? We're going to ride or die by our big two, which is Maxey and Embiid, of course. Tonight combination, 62 points there. You know, you're living by them. They're scoring, but just remember, if they have a bad night, you have Tobias Harris coming in with 24 tonight. Great starter as well. You know, 50%, almost 50%, a little bit over 50% from the field tonight. 8 for 15, 2 for 3 on threes, 6 for 6 from the line. You know, great game overall. He's doing what he has to do. He can create his own shots anytime he wants, off the ball, post up, whenever he wants. He can create his own shot. And Kelly Oubre, only 8 points tonight. But the thing is, too, hey, he didn't have to take a lot of shots tonight. 3 for 9, 0 for 3 from 3-point range, 2 for 3 from the free-throw line. You know, 8 rebounds. He gave you rebounds, of course, you know, so keeping the play alive there. But the one thing with the Sixer team, as we always said, if Embiid goes cold tonight, you know, if Maxey goes cold tonight, is the bench going to step up tonight? You have Tobias Harris averaging great points this year. He can step up to the game too. He creates his own shot. He goes back to the Clipper days with Glenn Rivers. You know, he has the green light to shoot the ball. That's what we like to see. He's great off the drive there. He can create his own shot. He can come off the pick. He can post you up down low. This is the Tobias third option we need. You know, Oubre, we know he can score 20 points a game. The last 2 games, he didn't have to. The big three is showing up. And to me, this team here, I don't know what the big three is. I know what the big two is. You know, you have Maxey, you have Embiid. Embiid's dropping 33 tonight. Maxey drops 29 tonight. Harris is giving you 24. Oubre can give you that 20 point anytime you want to. You know, the bench really didn't get into it tonight. You know, not a lot of shots from the bench tonight. If you think about the bench play, Batum only had 2 field goals tonight, 1 out of 2. Covington only took 3 shots, 1 out of 3. Morris didn't take a shot at all. Okay, then you had Paul Reed, 1 out of 2. Beverly 0 for 1. Korkmaz 0 for 1. Springer 1 for 1. That bench only took basically not even 10 shots tonight. That's the thing with the Sixers here, that you never know who's going to come out and score the game for you. You really don't. Excuse me. Dave checking in, 35 and 31, both huge points in the second half. 35 and 31, both huge points. Yeah, I mean, the second half was a different thing here. You've seen the Sixers come out and make a 15-2 run in the second half here. To me, I was wondering, like, wow, are the Detroit Pistons really going to run this game here, continually to run? But the one thing, too, is you got to remember, too, I'm not making this an excuse here, but Cunningham and Thompson, yeah, they were in foul trouble. They had 4 fouls in the first half there. So I think that was a little bit of the play, because they were playing really aggressive in the first half, but taking enough away from the Sixers, man. It is just an all-out, you know, feast with them running the ball. Their defense just continues the offense. Once they get a, you know, block, a steal, you know, and a rebound, they're off to the races here. And the great thing is, too, these guys can fill the lane. You know, with Maxey coming down the court, he's finding these players. He's finding Oubre on the wing. He's finding Harris. He's finding even a Melton can bring the ball down. He's finding these guys, and they're going through Embiid. Embiid tonight played one of the good games that I've seen in the box. The second half, third quarter, basically, I want to say, he took that ball down in the box. That's something I haven't seen Embiid do in a while, where, you know, there's stretches, of course, where you see, you know, him going to the top of the key and everything runs to him at the top of the key. Tonight, his shot wasn't great, man. His shot really wasn't great. 8 for 21 tonight. You know, he scored from the line tonight, 16 for 19 there, you know, charity points. But in that third quarter, Embiid took the ball down in the paint, got fouled, because, listen, you can't stop this guy one-on-one. That's the thing. You cannot stop this guy one-on-one. He's either going to make it to the charity stripe, get you 2 shots, where he's 85% for the year, man. That's like automatic there. And that's what I love seeing with Embiid tonight. He took the ball down the hole, got fouled, took it to the line. Hey, you know what? Got the big man in foul trouble down there. You know, excuse me. Just had some spicy stuff. Cunningham had 4 fouls, of course. Thompson had 4 fouls too. And Cunningham, when he came out of the game with 4 fouls there, he had 21 points, of course. Hayes had 23, of course. He was a good game here too. Dave checking in, he says, big day for Hayes. He had 23 for Pistons. Yeah, I mean, to me, I think you give the Pistons maybe another 3 years. You know, they're sitting at 2-8 here. They're going to be in a lottery. You know, they're going to get that lottery ball, you know, with the percentage wise. They're going to get a good lottery pick next year. They do have some players as well. I can't wait to see them. You know, I know this is a Sixers show, but I can't wait to see them in the future. I love Wiseman. You know, he was a number 1 pick from Memphis, I believe it was 3 years ago when Golden State picked him up. He didn't pan out. He came out too early out of college. But this kid is going to be something special in the future, too. This team is very young. I like to see it. You know, we went through the process as Philadelphia Sixer fans, of course, with the draft picks, the BS and all that we went through. You know, getting this guy, getting that guy Simmons and all these players, getting them, you know, they didn't pan out, of course. But this Detroit Piston is something we can be looking forward to in the future here. They're very young. I like how they're playing. And their mentality is, hey, you're 2-8, you still come out and you play, you shoot, you live another day. Your short-term memory, you forget what you just did. But man, it's about the Sixers, man. I don't know about the Sixer team, man. This team is insane here. 7-1. The Philadelphia Eagles are 8-1. Can they surpass them? I mean, you look at, this was the first game of the in-play tournament, whatever the hell you want to call this crap. But I don't know about the in-game thing. I think it's stupid. Just as I heard today, Silverman said that most likely instead of the All-Star game, I'm old school. I want to see East versus West. You know what I mean? The white jerseys versus the red jerseys. That's what I grew up seeing. I don't want this BS and in-game, in whatever the hell you want to call this bull crap tournament. Makes no sense to me. Who needs the extra money as players? Who needs the extra motivation? If you win this game, you get a trophy, in-series trophy, in-season trophy to hold up saying you're the in-season champions. Brother, that to me is a participation trophy. You know what I mean? That's given every team saying, hey, you win 4 games, you're the champion. You know what I mean? I don't play for that. I play for that Larry O'Brien trophy at the very end. So it's stupid to me. Just like I said with the NBA All-Star game, they want to go world versus USA. I'll be honest with you, man. If that actually happens, hey, I pray for USA because it ain't going to happen, but you're going to lose. You're going to lose off the court. I mean, you think about this. The big X factor of the game is Embiid. Embiid can go play overseas for the world playing with Cameron, or he can play for the USA. He gets that option. I mean, they have arguably the top 3 players in the NBA right now, honestly, without Joel Embiid. You have Joker, almost back-to-back MVPs, who could have had it last year, honestly, if you play a whole season. Luka Doncic, and we know Giannis too, man. Like, come on. I mean, of course, USA has LeBron. They have Dame Lillard. They have Kevin Durant. They do have some players. They do probably put in maybe a Booker at guard. I don't know. But the world would probably win that. I mean, if you play 10 out of 10 games, I think USA might come up with 3 or 4. But I think the advantage goes to the world. Their players are just so insanely highly motivated. You look at the USA last year in the Olympics, the Pan American Games, the World Classic Games. They haven't finished above 4. Well, they did finish 2 in one of, I think which one it was, but they averaged about 3 to 4th places down the line. Arguably this ain't the 84 Olympic team. This ain't the 88 Olympic team. This ain't those teams where Bird, Magic, Jordan, Barkley, Robinson, Stockton, Malone. These guys ain't coming out to play that. But I think if you put that team together, they could play the Sixers right now because this Sixer team is just built the way they are. Maxey, fundamentally, if you watch Tyrese Maxey play this game, you watch tape of this kid play, and a lot of players and coaches and fathers, and they try to make a highlight film of certain players to watch. Like, son, this is what you do on the court. This is what you do. Big man with Embiid posting up, shooting a 3, his athleticism, the way he can do his spin move, the way he posts up in the block. Big man shooting free throws. It's a highlight film with him. But when you look at Maxey, I was sitting here thinking, I was like, man, my sons are, 28 and 22 now. So they don't play ball like that. They already went through it. But when I watch Maxey, if you ever notice Maxey, his fundamental game is just so weird. He's just so talented that when he goes up for a layup or the floater, that he's just the magician on the floater. I might start calling him like the George Gervin Iceman, when he comes down with the finger roll, but he shoots that floater. 80% of the time he jumps off the wrong foot. It's amazing. He shoots it, but he jumps off the same foot. I've never seen this, but with control is what I see Maxey doing. This guy is so talented. You think about these guards coming out of Kentucky. The 2 good guards right now in the NBA from Kentucky. Kentucky's not really a guard play. They're high value, high motivation guys, but not scorers. But you look at the top 2 Kentucky guards coming out of there. If you can name them, Devin Booker and Tyrese Maxey. Rondo came out of Kentucky, couldn't score until late in his career, but great point guard, great high IQ. The other one is Iman Quigley that I like to see. He's not a natural scorer yet for the New York Knicks. I think he's New York Knicks still. I think he is, yeah. He might get traded to the Suns, but he's a great player too, coming from Kentucky. I love Devin Booker. I love Tyrese Maxey. And I tell you what, Tyrese Maxey is going to be a steal in this NBA draft coming up, for what they picked him at in their regards. He's going to be a future player. If they can keep him and Embiid healthy, playing throughout the season, I can't wait to see this deal that Maxey is going to give. Maxey doesn't seem that type that's going to say, hey, you know what, I'm going to break the bank here. I want that supermax contract, that, the big time number 1, number 2 point guard in the NBA money. I can't see him doing that. but time will tell. But man, this Sixer team, 114-106. I know it's the Pistons, 2-8. They battle just like we talk about the Eagles. Their record is 8-1. The Sixers are 7-1. They beat who's in front of them. They've won 7 in a row here. Their first game they lost against Milwaukee, very close game by 3. But this team is playing some ball, man. I mean, we'll go over the stats before we get out of here. We're going to keep it short tonight because we do have another show coming on in about 10 minutes, The Atomic Drop. If you're a wrestling fan, please check that out. The Atomic Drop, talking WWE, SmackDown, and Raw. Maybe touch on a little Crown Jewel as well. But, man, look at these starting numbers here. Let's go down the line of the starters. Number 1, Tyrese Maxey. 9 for 19, 29 points there. 11 assists, 4 steals. Very good. Of course, then you got Tobias Harris, 8 for 15, 24 points, of course. 2 for 3 from the three-point line, 6 for 6 from the line. The big man down low. Not the great shooting game from the court. 8 for 21, 16 for 19 from the charity stripe. Earned his points from the line tonight. But I want to say in that third quarter, he took the ball down low in the box. That's where he got his points. That's where the comeback started to begin, that 15-2 run. They couldn't do anything. You want to pick your poison on the outside, you put the big man down low. It's either 2 points, or a 3-point play. Very simple with him. Oubre didn't have the best game there. 3 for 9, 8 points, of course. 0 for 3 from the 3-point line. 2 from 3 from the charity stripe. Melton, 3 for 9, 10 points. The bench didn't really have anything to do with this game tonight. High scorers off the bench were Covington and Batum with 3 apiece. Total time for them, the highest. Batum's been getting minutes, 26 minutes. But then Covington came into a spell. Tobias Harris off the wing a lot. But this Sixer team is just insane. This is insane. I don't want to say who we play. That's the reason why we're winning. But they are winning these games. Very good. They're taking the ball down low when they have to. They're making runs. They're playing defense, and they're energized. When the defense makes the play, they kick that ball out, get it to Maxey. And like I said, I was listening to the Detroit broadcast tonight, and a lot of people say they have disregards to Philadelphia teams. They don't congratulate them or give credit where credit's due. But man, if you ever get a chance to listen to another broadcast when the Sixers play, it's nothing but praise, man. Of course, they say great things about the big man of Joel Embiid. But my God, if you get a chance to listen to them, they talk about Maxey being, the word that I've heard so far is the Energizer Bunny. I've heard the Blur. I've heard the Flash. One guy actually, when was it? I think it was, it wasn't tonight. I think it was when they played the Suns, actually. The announcer for the Suns broadcast said, my God, are we seeing a Dwayne Wade 2.0 here? The Flash 2.0. I was like, well, I don't know if it's, there yet. I mean, Wade had a hell of a career, but Maxey's on his way to, maybe surpass that if he can get the championships, because Wade does have some championships. He does have that, down in Miami. But, hey, listen to 313. I don't care if you're listening to that Eminem show, 8 Mile, the 313, raise your hand from 313. I've seen a lot of hands from the 313 tonight, but at the very end, the 215 over prevailed the 313 tonight. Dave Yarnell checks in. He says, when you say Kentucky, first thing to come to mind is Rick Pitino. Rick Pitino, yeah, he's a legend. He's a legend. To me, I'm old school too, Dave, and I love Rick Pitino as a coach. He's been a journeyman. He's been to the NBA. He's been a Celtics coach. He's been all around college. But to me, I think it really got better when actually John Calipari went there. The only thing I can say bad about John Calipari is if you want to go to the NBA, all you got to do is go to Kentucky. I remember one year he had five star athlete, five starters at one time. That's when he had Karl Anthony Towns. You look at all these players. He's had Anthony Davis. These players are nasty. You go there. Only thing I would like to see is the NBA. To me, with the NIL deal, we'll never hear that anymore because you can go from high school right to the pros, of course. In certain leagues, NBA is one of them. You look at Kobe Bryant, Kevin Garnett, they've done it. But I would like to see college basketball do a three-year rule where you have to go to your freshman, your sophomore, or junior year. I like to see that play out where these kids go to school for a reason, because it's not fair to the athletes that 3-star athletes that bust their butt for the year. 2 or 3 years they have to play there just to get recognized on their team. But then you have a one player come in who can score 25 points, to get there. Pacheco last year from Duke, same thing. I'm sorry, from North Carolina, Pacheco, same way. A Tatum, look at all these guys, Kyrie Irving, who came out early, of course. They have great careers too. But, a lot of people say, look at Luka. Well, Luka was a pro at 15 years old overseas. He was 15 years old. He was playing, 19, 21-year-old players. So he did his dues. He played overseas. That's why he's so damn good. Joker the same way. Their league over where he's at It was just insanely challenging every day. They never took nights off. They played a lot, double seasons basically. But this Sixer team, man, I'm not going to say anything bad about missing. You beat who's in front of you, 114-106. That's what we've seen tonight. Next game we have coming up is, of course, the Indiana Pacers. Well, the Indiana Pacers just beat the Milwaukee Bucks. You know what I mean? I understand that, Giannis got kicked out of the game too, but still, what's the best time to get him here? Is play who's in front of you. Not a big deal. 8-1's coming up, this week. This weekend we'll be 8-1 with the Philadelphia 76ers. So, hey, man, it is what it is. I'm not going to circle my wagon and go on, Ticketmaster here and get my NBA finals or, conference championships yet, but anything can happen. But right now, let's live the ride. Get on the Broad Street subway and get down to the Wells Fargo, because you're going to miss a hell of a game if you miss one of these games. The Sixers 114-106, 8-1 here, moving on. But guys, listen, make sure you stay tuned to our next show here at Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. We do have the Atomic Drop coming up in a couple seconds here. Before we get out of here, I got to mention some of our great sponsors here, of course. If you're in Philadelphia and you ever get injured, or New Jersey, give my man a call, 1-800-HURT-123, Attorney Big Al, Jason Fine, motor vehicle accident, slip and fall, workman's comp, personal injury claims, 3 convenient locations throughout Pennsylvania and New Jersey. First in the Garden State of Cherry Hill. I'm sorry to say New Jersey. I'm sorry there. Cherry Hill, New Jersey, 3 Greensward Lane. Also in Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, 1628 JFK Boulevard, Suite 2120. And, of course, in my neck of the woods of Cambria County here, Pittsburgh, PA, 500 Grant Street, Suite 2900. Make sure you mention Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. If one of our live operators pick up the call, take your case, mention Out of the Box Sports Entertainment, and a no recovery, no fee. I guarantee you 33 1/3%. Hell, who knows? If you call that number, you might get my voice on there. I do cover the Pittsburgh area as well, so make sure you give them a call if you're injured. 1-800-HURT-123. Attorney Jason Fine, Big Al, mention Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. Guys, it's a little late, and it's Friday night. After watching the Atomic Drop, you're going to be up late tonight listening to them. Get some coffee, the Evolution of Flavor Infused Coffee. 3 great blends: bourbon chocolate chip, toasted coconut rum, Samaritan blend. And, of course, their newest flavor, organic blend. You asked for it, you got it. Peru, La Florida. Before you check out, get some swag, T-shirts, coffee mug cups, K-cups, cold beer diffusers, travel mugs. Whatever you need, they got it. Greatest coffee out there. And make sure you checked out that rum cake. I'm telling you, it's to die for as well. Then, after you get that swag, go to the checkout code at monkeycoldcoffee.com and use promo code OOTBS Sports at the checkout. So, guys, that is the show for tonight. Last comment of the night. Let's see. Indiana has always given the Sixers fits. I understand that, Dave. Yeah, the Sixers are they're not great this year, but they hold their own. So, the funny thing is they play them a couple back-to-backs coming up here pretty soon. They do have them in back-to-back games after tonight. I believe it's Sunday and Tuesday they have them back-to-back. But the crazy thing is they're both home games for the Sixers, which is kind of weird. I thought it would be a home and away. But, there it is, the Atomic Drop checking in. They're going to go to 11 o'clock tonight, so I'm going to get out of here in a little bit. I got to go walk the dog. I got to cool off tonight because I know they're going to talk about some WWE crap tonight. And I'm going to tell you, I'm in Asian heaven tonight. EO Sky. Woo! Kari came back tonight. Asuka is on damage control. I'm in heaven tonight. So with the Sixers win, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go walk the dog to cool off because, man, it was hot after that victory tonight and watching some WWE. So make sure you stay tuned to that. Also, guys, make sure you get out there and you get to the YouTube channel. Subscribe. Out of the Box Sports Network. Live streaming 7 days a week. OOT Box Sports. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. You already know. We're everywhere. Guys, thank you for tuning in. My name is Paul Spencer. And, guys, this is the Sixer post game. And guess what? The final score, of course, is your Philadelphia 76ers 114. Those 3-1-3 Detroit Pistons 106. Until Sunday night when I see you again, have a great night and enjoy the rest of your weekend. See you guys later.